Two massive temple complexes are found in the Luxor city in Egypt. Karnak Temple and the Luxor Temple have been a place of worship for a long time. Located on the east bank of the Nile River, the site of the living, Karnak Temple was called by ancient Egyptians as Hypet Iset, the most selected of places. Temple of Karnak was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. It consists of 4 parts. Only the largest is open to the public, which is the precinct of Amun-Ra. The other parts consist of the precinct of Mut, precinct of Montu, and the dismantled temple of Amenhotep IV. It has been a house of worship for over 2,200 years. Construction of the Karnak Temple started during the reign of King Senusret I in the Middle Kingdom and was developed till the Ptolemaic Kingdom around 300 BCE. It is the second most visited historical site in Egypt behind the pyramid complex of Giza. Began initially as a small temple, later grew in size, complexity and diversity unlike in any other temple in Egypt, as almost every king and pharaoh contributed and added extensions. As you enter the temple of Amun-Ra, the largest religious building ever built, you see the great hypostyle hall covering over 50,000 square feet with 134 massive columns. 12 of them are 21 meters tall and the rest are 10 meters tall. You can see the inscriptions and paintings on the columns, and colors has survived over 3,000 years. Obelisk built by Pharaoh Queen Hatshepsut here is the world's second tallest obelisk still standing. It is believed that the top of the obelisk was coated with a substance called electrum, a mixture of silver and gold, so during the daytime it was shining brightly. This is the statue of Ramesses II with his queen Nefertari's statue. Generally, in historical statues in Egypt, the queen's statue is carved as tall as the knee height of the king. Karnak Temple is connected to the Luxor Temple by an interesting pathway called Avenue of Sphinxes. Statues of sphinxes with a pharaoh head or ram head with a lion body are seen on both sides of this 3-kilometer path. Pharaoh head symbolizes wisdom and the lion's body symbolizes strength. Each sphinx also has a little statue of a king who built it. On the other end of the Avenue of Sphinxes, you find the Luxor Temple. It was initially built by Amenhotep III and developed further by Ramesses II, Tutankhamun, and other pharaohs. It is believed to be constructed around 1400 BCE. Luxor Temple was used for worship longer than the Karnak Temple. Other than the ancient Egyptian religion, it became a house of worship for other religions observed by conquerors of Egypt because of its location. Part of it became a church during the Roman era, and part of it is now a mosque. The outer wall is 120 feet high. Alongside you see only one obelisk, which is supposed to be built by Ramesses II, and the base of a second obelisk. The second one is currently in the Concorde Square in Paris, as one of the kings later gifted it to King Louis IX of France. Baboons underneath the obelisk symbolizes wisdom. There is an interesting story behind this. In the early days, on the Valley of the Kings, every morning before the sunrise, a group of baboons got together and yelled. The ancient Egyptians saw the sun coming up after that. They thought baboons call the sun, and baboons are wise enough to call the sun. Great Colonnade Hall is 61 meters long, with 28 21-foot high columns, which was mostly completed by Tutankhamun. Ceremony room with pillars with lotus buds. There is no ceiling, and the ceiling is supposed to be the sky. Egypt was a province of the Roman Empire from 29 BC until the Arab conquest in the year 641. In the year 300, Luxor Temple was converted into a Roman monument, in which the ancient worship of Egyptian god Amun was linked with the cult of the Roman emperor, whose authority was derived from the god Jupiter. This room was converted to an ancient Roman church. The pillars reshaped, walls were plastered, and paintings were executed using fresco technique. Part of the painting of the Last Supper is still visible. When Arabs invaded Egypt, Sheikh Yusuf Abu al-Haggag built a mosque here, which is still being used. We were fortunate enough to experience the sound and light show of Karnak Temple at night. Here are some videos of that.
Here was conceived and lived the great week of the creation of the world and the separation of the earth from the waters. You are at the house of the Father.
this house of the Father, each pharaoh thought of himself as a son, and wished to leave his mark upon it.
Each added, superimposed, overdid, outdid, through a span of 20 centuries.
The result is this fabulous labyrinth of facades and passages, esplanades and corridors, perspectives and detours, to which only priests and pharaoh had access.
Now, God is resting. We must leave the sanctuary. The sun has vanished behind the Theban mountains. Ammon has vanished into the night with the sun, embarking once more upon that dark voyage that is the foretaste of death.